My name's Thom Hunt. Fishing is my passion, and I've been at it since I was a kid.
I'm just a bit of a slave to it. Have been for years.
Normally, I like to control my environment for an easier life.
Come on.
But now, I want to leave my comfort zone behind.
The next 5 minutes is going to be critical.
I'm challenging myself to catch different species.
Oh, it feels decent too.
In places I don't know and against the clock. I want to genuinely test my angling skills.
That was mine, baby.
On my journey, I'll fish where the chances of hooking a thing are slim.
We must have zero.
When I've simply got to work hard.
Feels like I'm pulling a whale up. Look at it.
I can beg a little assistance from experts with local knowledge.
Let me down the net, Phil.
But that's all the help I'll get.
Yeah, hit it. Right.
This is my mission alone, and I must push myself to
Normally like catching them one at a time. Ah, yes!
if I'm going to succeed.
Oh!
I've never seen a bream this big before. Set.
Yeah. Oh, that hurts.
Here's my location this time, the Norfolk Broads in the east of England. It covers an area of over 300 square kilometres and is a web of 7 shallow rivers and 63 lakes known as Broads. It's a calm, beautiful area known for many species of fish, including perch and the mighty pike. These are the species I've challenged myself to catch. That should be easy, shouldn't it? Well, not in the middle of winter. When it's cold, it's much, much harder to catch a fish. And to make things tougher, I've also given myself just 4 days to succeed. I'm kicking off at a secret syndicate lake near Great Yarmouth, and despite the chill, I can't wait to get started.
Ah. I knew it'd be cold, but I didn't realise it had been that cold. So I'm up here, the fish are down there, but I'm kind of sensing a little bit of a barrier between us, maybe?
But barriers are made to be broken. John, the bailiff who looks after the lake, offers me a ride in his boat. Well, that's one way to break the ice.
I'll let you jump in.
Doing this. I think we've got our work cut out in about an hour.
I'm making it possible to fish, but I'm also adding to the risk. The perch will surely be taking cover with all this noise. But I don't have a choice. It's do it this way or go home.
Impressive. We must have virtually zero chance of catching today. Am I mad? I'd say so.
My target species is perch, a freshwater predator. It's one of the most hunted for sports fish, and there are a mind-blowing 6,000 different varieties worldwide. Perch have an unmistakable rugby shirt of bold black stripes on the side. The European perch can grow to 50 centimetres and up to 3 kilos, and they have a distinctive dorsal fin covered with spikes to protect them against other predators.
I think these fish are going to have to be stupid or incredibly generous for me to see one. If I was a fish, I would be right up the other end of the lake. Let's see if we can coax one or two out. There are some massive, massive perch in here. All I'm looking for today is one bite. So bait-wise, we're going to be using maggots, some worms. Perch love worms, and I've got some prawns. So I've got some regular ones, and I've dyed a few red, because apparently perch love the colour red. On a day like today, I've got to try and encourage the fish. I've got to tempt them. So the first rod, I'm going to use a maggot feeder, okay, which is basically a little capture. And then over the to the hook, 3 big juicy red maggots on. So I'm going to pop in the middle of the lake, where I think it's pretty deep. Perfect. The trap is set. Rod number 2. I'm going to fish afloat.
The position of the hook below the float is all important. I'm trying to get it to sit about 3 inches from the bottom of the lake.
Sat inside by the fire, a cup of tea. What the hell am I doing here? Stupid.
An hour goes by, and my sophisticated bait and shrewd conditioning has got me nothing at all.
Fish are cold-blooded, which means that their body temperature will be the exact same as whatever temperature water they're in. So today, they're probably frozen stiff. Frozen stiff.
On the opposite, obviously knows this secret lake well.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
You had any?
Nah, not yet.
No. Kyle, yours?
I'm Tom.
Nice to meet you.
What are you after?
Perch today.
Oh,
You?
I'm after perch as well.
Yeah?
I've heard they're pretty big in here.
Just over £4.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's encouraging. I've been sat here for a couple of hours now without a bite.
Not a bite.
Normally I like to go fishing on my own, but on a day like today, a bit of company is very welcome. But if he's putting a bit of bait in, hopefully that should attract some more fish to this area of the lake.
Things aren't happening for me, and it's doubly annoying because perch hold a special place in my fishing history.
The perch was the first fish I ever caught. 5 years old, and it started just an excitement and a fascination ever since. What are you up to, Carl?
Just having a little drop shot.
Oh, might have a go at that then.
A drop shot is where the weight sits below the hook and bait. And since Carl knows these waters better than me, it makes sense to try it myself. But perhaps from a different lake.
It's just warmed up a little bit, so I'm trying to find an area that's thawed out. And these rushes perch. But the one downfall of the perch, he's a greedy little toad. But not so sure.
It's time to move around to increase my chances of catching.
The reason they've got stripes is because they live in and amongst all of the reeds, and the stripes helps camouflage them because they're just waiting for fish to come past and they're going to come out and grab it. And today, the small fish has got a hook in him. Big one. But to be perfectly honest, catch on this big, I'm going to be absolutely over the moon. On to the next spot.
One more blank, closer to a wasted first day.
Next spot. One fish, come on, just one fish.
At last, tug on the line. Finally, something is happening.
Got a fish, please. Oh, I've got a roach. It's not what we're after. But it's a beautiful fish I've ever seen in my whole life. For the size of the perch we're trying to catch, but it's gonna go back. Yes. Go on then. Plop.
Roach and perch are often found together, but roach are much smaller and aren't predators like the larger perch. So is a tiny roach the size of my thumb the only fish I'll get to celebrate today?
Time left, but this is the best time of the day. I'm gonna get one. It's gonna be soon. Oh yeah, fish. Another little fish. What are we? Look at that. Great big dorsal fin. Beautiful flame-coloured fins. Great big eye. And that is about the same size one I caught nearly 30 years ago. I've come here for one that's probably 20 times the size of that. Never been more grateful in my life. Well done, kiddo. You get to go back.
I knew it was going to be tough, but this is ridiculous. But not to hear.
It's way off. And there's definitely something in those bushes over there. I can hear something slithering around. And I think eels actually move round over land at night. And they're pretty rare these days. I'd love to see one. Oh, 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 oh. There is definitely something slithering around in here. I hope it's not a rat. No, it's gone, whatever it was. Definitely hear something slithering through the grass. If that was an eel, that would have been amazing to see a freshwater fish travelling over land. They do that at night. Right, bedtime.
I've challenged myself to catch 2 species of fish in Norfolk at a time of year when the conditions are really hard. I've allowed myself 4 days, and this is day 2. With most of the waters nearby still completely frozen, it's not a good start.
It's looking a bit misty, a bit of drizzle, very grey. Typical English winter there. Lovely.
I'm not quite ready to tick perch off my list. The one I had yesterday was embarrassingly small, so I want to try for a larger one. I find a boatyard that seems more protected from the cold wind, and perhaps here I'll get lucky.
Nice day for it. Now I've come down to this marina for a few reasons. One is to try and catch a few perch, but I've also seen there's been some swirls of some quite big pike. The Broads are actually famous for pike fishing. And I'm actually meeting a guy here later on. Let me put it like this. If football has Pele and opera singing has someone like Pavarotti, pike fishing has John Goble. He is a legend. Something on here. Now, I spotted that on the internet doing a bit of research, and I got hold of him. He's agreed to meet me down here today. I think he's coming down to catch some bait, but I need to coerce him into taking me out, because if I do and I've got him as a guide, the chances are gonna be amazing.
So, got a plan that might help me get a pike, but John's not here until later on, and for me, every second counts. So as the rain passes and I dry out, I get with the essential job of fishing.
Oh, 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 little first go. Oh, little fish on. Oh, we've got a first cast. First cast. Sometimes you can go all day without catching. Times, first cast you can get one. Now, I knew that was a good omen, but there's a few really amazing things I want to show you about fish. So these stripes, they allow him to be camouflaged because he sits in the rushes and he's an ambush predator, so he comes out and eats the top. This dorsal fin is his protection because he's small by another predator. These are razor sharp, okay? So he's got an extendable mouth, so he can open that and use that to pull in a small fish. And this is the super interesting thing. See that little black dot? Now here's evolutionary biology for you. That's actually a defense mechanism. Why? Because when he's getting predated upon by a big fish like a pike, that actually looks like an eye. The predator will always go for the head of the fish because that's where they can disable them. Which means that when a pike attacks them, he actually goes for the wrong part of the chance of getting away. Right, I'm gonna get this guy back. He's only a little one. Oh, I like this.